Hello students, my name is Nishad Naik and today we are going to discuss the second example of projectile motion. In this example, u is given at 10 meter per second, theta is pi by 3, t equal to 1 second, and we want to find out x means the horizontal distance covered by body at t equal to 1 second. So first we want to calculate t half, which is the time required for half of the journey. So our equation is v equal to u plus at. I wrote y and y. What is vy? The position of the body at t half will be half of its motion. So it is at point A. This is full motion and half of the motion is at this point. So this is our situation. This is the position of body at t half. At this position vy is 0 because the body is not moving upward. So I will write 0 equal to uy is what? This is u. This is u cos theta. This must be y component must be u sin theta. Ay is minus g times t half. So after calculation you will get value of t half as t half equal to u sin theta upon g. If you put all the value, u is 10, sin theta, sin of theta is pi by 3 upon g is 9.8. So after calculation you will get 0.88. This is t half. Now in the question it is mentioned that t equal to 1 second. T equal to 1 second and t half is 0.88. So I will write here t equal to 1. It is given in the question that t equal to 1 second. Now which is greater number, 0.8 or 1? 1 is the greater number and 0.88 is a smaller number. Now 0.88 is the time required for the half of the journey. So 1 will be more than 0.88, means the particle has covered more than half of journey, because as t equal to 1 second it is more than 0.88 and 0.88 is the time required to cover half of the journey. So actually our position is after A, after t half. So this is at this position, this is the time is t equal to 0.88. I will write it here 0.88. This is t half 0.88 at this position. So our body must be somewhere here and this position is t equal to 1 second. So for measuring the distance from this origin to this point, this is our answer. This is total distance covered from origin to this point. Now we will divide this entire range into intervals x1 and x2. So first we will find out x1, then we will find out x2, and then we will add to get the horizontal distance covered by body at this position. So let's start. First we will calculate x1. Now to find x1, I will write the formula s equal to ut plus half at square, and now we want horizontal component, so x and x, and we know that ax is 0 because no force is acting in the horizontal direction. What is the value of sx? It is from this to this point, so x1 equal to ux. What is ux? U cos theta, the x component of u, times t. T is what? T half. Why? Because the body is moving from here to here and this is t half. So I will write into t half. Now put the value of u is 10, cos of what is theta? Theta value is pi by 3, and t half is 0.88. We calculated that value. I will write below 0.88, right? So after calculation, after multiplying all these three numbers, you will get x1 nearly around 4.42. x1 is 4.42. So we got our first distance, which is x1. this distance. Now next task is to find x2. To find x2 I will again use same formula, s equal to ut plus half at square, again x and x. Now again ax is 0, this term will be 0. What is the value of sx? x2 equal to ux, again u cos theta, times t2, right? t2 because distance is x2, so corresponding time is t2. Now u cos theta we know, u is 10 cos of pi by 3, right, into what is the value of t2 now? See, the value of t is 1 second. We will write here t equal to 1 second and t half is 0.88. Now we want to calculate t2, right? We want to calculate t2. So the half of journey is covered in 0.88 second, and after half of the journey, next journey, the position of body which is at this point up to this point is 1. This is t equal to 1. The time required for body to come from here to here is 1 second, and from here to here is 0.88. so we want to calculate, we want this interval from a to this point. So from a to this point the time will be 1 minus 0.88. Why? Because this journey is covered in the time 0.88 second. This from here to here it is 1 second. If you subtract both of numbers, you will get time within this interval. So let's subtract 1 and 0.88. So you will get t2 equal to 0.12. So in place of t2 I will write 0.12, because 0.12 is what? 1 minus 0.88, and after calculation you will get a value around 0.6 meter. This is your x2. x2 is what? 0.6, and x1 we calculated earlier, it is 4.42. we know both the value x1 and x2. So what we will do, we will add them to get the horizontal distance. So x1 plus x2, total distance is x1 plus x2, which is 4.42 plus 0.60. so you will get 5.02. okay, so our main answer, value of x is 5.02. This is the distance covered by body from initial position means this position to this position. What we did in this sum, we first calculated the value of x1, then x2, and we added them. For finding value of x1, we used the formula of t half and u cos theta. So we got x1, and then for this time we subtract 1 from 0.88 to get time interval between this interval, and then we calculated the value of x2, and then we added both values to get x. okay, so this lecture is over. Hope you enjoyed my second example. In next session we will discuss some concept about mathematics. Till then, thank you. Goodbye.